Alright, what's up, guys? It's Show here, and thought I'd do something a little bit different with this video today. Normally, I've been talking solely about music. Thought I'd bring in some other influences of mine, like racing games, into this. I've been playing a lot of racing games lately. Thought I'd also just kind of take a moment to just talk a bit about music as well. Why I haven't done a lot of videos recently, that kind of stuff. So as you can see, right now I'm playing Need for Speed 2. Now I'm playing this is the PlayStation 1 version. I'm running it on an emulator. I don't know the name of it. I don't remember, like PCX or something, or PSX, with just a really crappy Logitech gamepad. Lotus is free. Great car. This game, I love those little hatchbacks. It's too bad you can't play as those. This game is a bit of a weird sort of outlier for the Need for Speed series in that it's all supercars. It doesn't have the cop pursuit system that you see in other games. I think there's only a couple other Need for Speed games, and there's actually like a lot of concept cars, like that Ford Indigo that's flashing on the screen now, that white Ford GT90. Re-entry speed. Um, just some really obscure '90s supercars, like Ital design Cala. Need for Speed 2. This game was like, it got me through high school. I was playing the PC version, so it looks a lot nicer than this one does. This one is clearly optimized for like a CRT television. Alright, so let's pick ourselves a track. You know what? I'm going to start us off with the Proving Grounds. It's just the easiest one. And what kind of car? This is always like the toughest choice to make because, like, I mean, there's some really, really fun choices. Like, here's that Ford GT90, and let me just like show you. This is awesome. It's like my favorite car in the game, or one of my favorite cars in the game. I didn't want the video. I don't know what I was doing there. I want the slideshow. There we go. So this car is like Ford's 90s tribute to the Le Mans GT40. But I'd say it looks more like a tribute to the Space Shuttle. I mean, look at that triangular exhaust taillight scheme. It's just so weird. And the mirrors, which would just like stick up out of the fenders, the slit headlights, and everything about this car just looks so like 1990s concept car. I believe this car also has active aero, which would have been such a huge deal at the time. Yeah. Yeah, let's pick this one. We'll keep our opponents the same, and we're just going to get right to it. Loading screens. Love loading screens.
Three, two, one, go!
For me, the interior view of these cars has always been like the biggest highlight. This is the game that got me into like racing games as a kid, teenager, but in my youth. Like, I think if it weren't for this game, I probably wouldn't have been as into like Gran Turismo series. Pass by that Ferrari. Whoa. So this is just like the basic like oval track. So like I was saying at the beginning of the video, you know, I thought it would be kind of neat to talk a bit about, you know, why I have been a little bit absent from YouTube lately. I mean, I only did just recently start this channel, and like a lot of like new channels, there's that sort of like early installment weirdness that goes on. Man, I just took that guy down. That was great. But yeah, there's a bit of like early installment weirdness that happens where you're not really sure what direction you want the channel to go. And, you know, I was feeling a little like I was just kind of ripping off some of my contemporaries, like Notes Reviews and Sam Bennett. And I wanted my channel to kind of have its own voice. But, you know, it's one of those things where everybody is kind of doing everything. It's really hard to be truly you on YouTube, especially when you're doing something like album reviews, because you're doing the same review as other people. So at that point, it really becomes more about like letting your opinion be your own voice. So, you know, that played a little bit to why my channel's not really doing too much right now, but I'm also thinking in terms of, like, I've just been really burnt out the last few months. You know, we had a bit of a rough Christmas. Not rough, just financially strenuous. And I've been having some stress over the last couple months over work, over my other job, which is actually writing album reviews for Ultimate Guitar. So, you know, if you didn't know that, I actually write those reviews, and I get paid to do that. So, you know, go to Ultimate Guitar, check those out. You know, it's really hard to actually talk and drive at the same time. This is going hella fast, though.
Best lap, final lap.
Ooh. So, I had been writing some good reviews recently, but I haven't really felt like putting the work to make YouTube videos. So, I thought, you know, maybe if this video would be a good opportunity to talk about a couple of the albums I've recently done for Ultimate Guitar, and just give you guys my brief opinion on them. So I did the reviews for In Flames, I the Mask, and Queensryche, The Verdict, the last month. And, you know, I thought it would be kind of fun to just, like, briefly talk about those two albums. And Across the Line. So I think I'm going to start with Queensryche. Yeah, Queensryche, they've been around for a while. You know, a lot of people kind of, you know, lump them in with like early Dream Theater and, you know, Fate's Warning, Crimson Glory and stuff like that. And I just never really understood why, because to me they were always a little bit more like if Iron Maiden listened to prog once, which is an unfair assessment because Iron Maiden are big prog heads, but you know, they've always kind of had that like more mainstream kind of metal attitude to them. Alright, I think I'm just gonna go straight to the McLaren F1, and I'm gonna do it in yellow. It's the best color. And Proving Grounds, let's just go straight to Outback. So Queensryche, they've always had a little bit more of a mainstream kind of metal sound to them, and I think because of that, I've never really taken them as seriously as a band like, say, Dream Theater, where the more they use weird time signatures or change up their style, the better. But I've always been a
Three,
little bit,
two,
more
one,
forgiving with
go.
Queensryche for that, and I think The Verdict is a good album. It really harks back to that sort of Operation Mindcrime, Empire, Rage for Order kind of sound. It's a little bit darker. I do wish there were like more like ballad-esque tracks, like say Silent Lucidity, or maybe something along the lines of Sweet Sister Mary, for like something a little bit more dynamic and epic. But I think that the tracks they did put out, and the level of skill that went into making them, like this is some of their best guitar work since I was forget which guitarist it is, since Chris DeGarmo left, or was it Michael Wilton? I don't remember. Scott Rockenfield isn't drumming on this record. He's kind of busy with his family, and vocalist Todd LaTorre stepped up, taking over the position, which is really cool. He does a good job. I've heard a lot of people say his drumming is weak. I don't mind. Then again, I'm not a drummer, so I don't. I'll just hit big air there. So yeah, overall, The Verdict is a good album. I think it's a good sort of throwback to their old sound, and it doesn't come off as something really hokey. It could have, but it doesn't. It sounds like a band that just really wants to write a love letter to that era of their music. So the other album that I did a review of recently was, of course, In Flames' "I the Mask," and that one is sort of like a completely different story with the same issues as The Verdict. Even though it does all of the same things, it's sort of a hark back to their old sound. It's not as successful, and I think it's because whereas The Verdict came hot off the heels of another really good album, Condition Human, this one's coming off of a lot of like backlash from the fan base over Siren Charms and Battles, which I reviewed Battles for Open Guitar, and I was not fond of it. This album, I the Mask, sounds like a step up just in terms of quality. It's like the band kind of knew there was a lot of backlash. Unfortunately, that's kind of the problem with the record. Is like the band just kind of went, all right, here's a record full of heavy riffs, all of our expected moves. Now just leave us alone. Stop hating us. Go away. It doesn't sound like a band, reconnecting their sound. It sounds like a band just kind of going through the motions and doing that sound again so that they could, just get people off their backs. And, I mean, it's not like it's a completely terrible record. There's some good, good heavy guitar riffs on it. The guitar solos are wonderful. Bjorn Hello, I don't know how to pronounce it. He does an absolutely wonderful job on the guitar on this record. Anders Friedman's vocals just don't do it for me anymore. He used to be like the guy for us to follow as like melodic death metal singers go, and I just feel like his vocals have just become processed to hell. That weird glitch again. I think that's just coded into the game, because I remember that. Like, I used to play this game on the PC. I think I said this already. The PC version was so much better, but I think I recognized some of those visual glitches. Driving the McLaren F1 in this game almost feels a little bit like cheap. So I'm probably so far ahead of everyone else right now.
Best lap, final lap.
So what else? What else have I been listening to lately? Well, of course, the new Dream Theater album because it's pretty insane. It's great. I'm actually just so glad Dream Theater released Distance Over Time because like I was ready to write them off. Well, not really. Like I liked The Astonishing more than people um, more than people usually let on. Like I thought there was still some really good material on that record, but you know I think the execution could have been better. There was some moments on that record that were bad, but you know it was just kind of one of those things where I could really have high expectations for Distance Over Time. And when it came out, it was like, oh, okay, this is the Dream Theater album I wanted. This is what I wanted from the band. You know, a couple relatively mainstream sounding singles, and oh, I was almost losing control there. Yeah, a couple of mainstream sounding singles and a couple of like good hard hitting rock metal songs. I was a little disappointed that there wasn't anything over 10 minutes, but I mean, they've proven they can do like 20, 25-minute epics at will. Mark, no, no. I did not, no.
Congratulations, you've got a top time for this track.
Screw you, Blur, Scooter, Nemesis, Crash, Woody, Auto, Eraser. Great names. I think I'm gonna do one more race. What else have I been listening to? I just got the new album from Astronoid yesterday. Really enjoy that. Alright, I'm just gonna go with okay, what have we got? Proving Grounds at that North. I'm gonna skip North Country, I'm just gonna go to Pacific Spirit, because I love it. Many moments of my childhood were defined over that track. And player comment. Ferrari F50. There's some good ones in here, like the Isdera 112i, Ital Design Kala, Lotus Esprit, Lotus GT1, which is really just a hardtop release, Jaguar XJ220, that Ford, some there, Ferrari F50, in red because why should Ferrari make cars in literally any other color? I mean, really, why should Ferrari make anything that isn't just Crossa Corsa? Okay. Yeah, the new Astronoid album is really good. It's definitely up there with some of the other albums that I'm expecting this year. In fact, you know, that's the thing. Like last year, 2018 was just not the greatest year as far as you know record releases go. I mean, my friend Notes Reviews would disagree with me and say 2018 was like a banner year for prog rock, and I mean, I don't disagree with him. For the music that he goes out of his way to look for, it was a great year. But a lot of my favorite bands just didn't deliver. That was awesome. But yeah, just a lot of the bands I like, Tesseract, Twin Berry, they just kind of put out like whatever the most boring thing they could think of was last year. So you know, I wasn't all that hot on 2018. I felt a little like I was just kind of let down by it. There were a couple of really good albums though, like Take Spectre. So, you know, Astronoid is just kind of like a good omen for 2019 that there's some good, like, prog metal, atmospheric stuff coming out. I'm kind of excited. I mean, we've still got, like, Devin Townsend's new album that's coming out soon. I've been listening to the singles for that. This game has, like, a really incredible soundtrack, too. Like, all of the original music is just, maybe I'm biased. It's like, this is, like, just straight out of my butt. What are you doing? I should be asking myself the same question here. Alright, it's back in the city. Apparently this track is like based in Vancouver. I guess so. I mean, this is 1997 game for you. This game actually came out like a couple years before Gran Turismo, and I think this probably would have been like one of the most advanced racing games of its time until Gran Turismo came out. I've always loved having the interior view. Like, that was the thing that really drew me to this game when I was younger. Like, my first racing game was something called Accolade Grand Prix Circuit for DOS. And it had an interior view of the Formula One cars, but it really graphically wasn't like this. The PC version of this, like all of these interiors, are damn near photorealistic. The PlayStation version is a bit compromised. I kind of wish I were playing the PC version of this, because that version is just so much better, but it's such a hassle trying to get like 90s PC games running on Windows 10. So, you're kind of just stuck, and this was the easiest way for me to go back and play this classic game. Okay, so whatever I do, can't let that guy in front of me again. I've got 2 more laps in this style. It's a long track. Yeah, this is new for me. Over the last couple of months, where I've been just like feeling really burnt out and just not really wanting to work that hard, racing games have been sort of my escape. I've bought like 25 of them over the last couple months, all old, like Need for Speed, Gran Turismo titles, even some other stuff, like just yesterday I picked up Drive Club for the PS4. Absolutely stunning game to look at. Racing was alright, it kind of reminds me of this game a little bit. I've also been playing Midnight Club 3 on the PSP. Good game. I wish the loading times were a little better. I know a lot of people complain about the frame rate in that game, but I just never had an issue with that. So exciting. I've also been playing through the original Need for Speed Most Wanted. I think I'm up to like Blacklist number 11 or something now. Also, easily one of the greatest video games ever made. Like, not just racing, one of the greatest games ever made. Maybe I should get the original Need for Speed one of these days and give it a try. But yeah, I mean, this gaming content is a little new for my channel, and I know there might be a few people who might get put off of this, just seeing that, like, well, don't you do music reviews? Well, it's just Loud Show's reviews and vlogs, so it's nothing about music. So I'm going to use that freedom to do whatever the hell I want. That includes this. I'm not quite as good at this game right now as I was when I was younger. That is a shame.
Final lap.
That same visual glitch again. The PC version of this game looks so good. This one's not bad. Makes me wonder though what like an HD remaster of like the first Gran Turismo game would look like. Maybe next time I do one of these like gaming and talking about music videos, maybe I'll whoa, darn it. Whoa, whoa, buddy. Bud. What? See that? You guys are gonna pay. Alright. But yeah, maybe more of these videos wouldn't be such a bad idea in the future. I'd like to do more of this kind of content as well, something a little different. Gives you guys something a little more visually appealing than my ugly visage. And you still get to hear me chat about music. While playing classic games like this. I do love this game's soundtrack. Holy crap. There might be another car in my rear view. I had to cross the line. Well, I think that's made this video long enough.
You have won the race.
Just see how I did for Ass Scooter.
You've got a top time for this track.
Crash, Woody, Auto, Eraser, Nitrous, Menace. Anyway, thanks for watching, and, if you like this kind of stuff, hit the subscribe button, hit like, do all the fancy stuff all the other YouTubers tell you to do. Like, do everything. Do everything every YouTuber tells you to do. Do all the challenges.